Today I wanted to do something a little bit different, and you'll have to forgive the setup. I am not in my usual environment, and I do not have a proper phone and or camera stand with me, but I thought that I can probably make it work, and we can do something a little bit different. I wanted to do something a little bit different this week, keep it fresh, right? I thought we could write out the week in my planner. Now, today is actually Tuesday, the 29th of July. I had to think about that for a second. I keep thinking it's like June or August. For some reason, I can't get it in my head that it is still July. What do they call it? The dog days of summer? Here we are. Okay. So I thought we could do that this week. But first, I hope you are all doing so well. I hope you are having a wonderful summer. Speaking of summer, I have my little summer manicure. It's hard to see, but it's a little lemon here. That might be easier. Maybe. Not the best lighting. There we go. Little lemon slice for summer. My husband and I and our dog, Duchess, just got back from a sort of mini vacation. We have a friend that has her family has a lake house that they all share. It is a beautiful, beautiful house on an absolutely gorgeous property. There's a boat slip, and there's a pontoon boat, and there's jet skis and paddle boards and a golf cart to get down to the lake. It is just a beautiful place with beautiful things to do. And so this past weekend we spent a long weekend there, and it was absolutely wonderful. I got my boating license. I am now certified to operate a vessel in the state of Maryland because I wanted to ride the jet ski. So I stayed up until 2 a.m. one of the nights to get my license, to take the exam, to study and then take the exam, and then the next day I was ripping away on the jet ski, and I was proud of myself. Definitely out of my comfort zone. Drove the pontoon boat a bit. It was lovely. It was just so much fun, and we took Duchess, and Duchess played in the water with my friend's dogs, and went on the boat and played in the big yard, and we just had so much fun. It was a wonderful, wonderful mini vacation at a place that we've been before, which is always nice when it's just comfortable, it's clean. It was just beautiful. We made dinner together. It was just so much fun. We got ice cream multiple times. So currently I am getting my diet back to normal. Another thing we did was what did we do? We went on a tube tied to the back of the pontoon boat, and that, let me tell you, at 32 years old, is very physically difficult, and I am still very sore, even though it's like, this is the third day since. I am still sore. The first day after was the worst. I am also battling a little bit of sunburn, even though I did use sunscreen. We were just out all day, every day in the water, especially with like the water sports. The water just like washes the sunscreen away. Okay, I'm realizing that where I am, the air just turned on. So give me a second here. Okay, that's better, much quieter. I just adjusted a setting in the building. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a wonderful summer. We're coming up on the end of July. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Let me know in the comments. I do love responding to your comments. And I did see there was a recent request for some more car ASMR. I will definitely get to that. Thank you so much for that. I am waiting until my nails are a little bit longer because I feel like outside with the bugs and the birds and the bees, right? I feel like the noises might be a little bit much, so I'm trying to wait till my nails are back to a place where I can make a little bit of a better noise out there, even if there is outside background noise, if that makes sense. Okay, so I will get to that soon, and don't worry, it is on my list. Thank you so much for that. And I've said this before, but if anyone has any requests, any ideas, I am always open to it. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, thank you for the likes and the subscribing. I really can't tell you how much it still means to me. It's been, I think, a little over a year since I started this channel, and I'm not the most frequent poster. Not that posting too frequently is a good thing, but I do realize that I am a little bit in and out and intermittent just due to my everyday life and work and all kinds of things like that. So the lives we all live, right? This is certainly just a hobby right now for me, but I love it. I still love it, and I'm still here, and I'm still making lists and thinking up things to do. So I appreciate the patience with the slow pace that I sometimes have to go when uploading, and I want to put out quality content as well. I don't want to just spit out, my husband and I were just chatting about this the other day. I don't want to spit out, content that's not fresh, not new, not well thought out. I don't want to rush through it. So, and I know that the viewers that tend to comment, thank you guys, I love it, and I love you. The viewers that tend to comment, they tend to say it's not getting old yet, it's okay, and we don't mind that your background's often the same. We don't mind this, we don't mind that. But I appreciate that. But I also want to do just some new things, and I've done a few videos in the car or just tapping on things, and video packing that wasn't pointed at my face like usual. So anyway, things like that. Just I want to sort of disperse or intersperse, I guess, in my collection of stuff, and just keep it somewhat new. So there's more to come for sure, and I'm always thinking, but all of that being said, that was long-winded, but I am very, very open to ideas, suggestions, recommendations. I was going to say requests, also requests. So yes, thank you, and thank you again to everyone commenting, subscribing, liking. It just means the world. And I know we have some fall holidays coming up again, and let's face it, there's always decorations that I haven't shown you yet, or things that will be new. You never know. I try not to be too, I try not to be like the consumer, capital T, capital C, right? But there's always maybe a few new pumpkins or Christmas items that are thrown in my collection every year from somewhere, Kirkland's, Home Goods, who knows, right? So it's always fun to tap on those things, and I think I'm gonna need a new planner soon. Let me just make a little noise here. So there might be a new planner to tap on before too much longer. My nails kind of match the color scheme, don't they? Thank goodness. So does my Starbucks cup. I really like that sound, actually. Okay. So I'm gonna have to sort of awkwardly move the camera around. We'll go day by day. So I think I said this in the first leg of the video, but today is actually Tuesday. So the 29th. Yes, I think I did say that. So the cool thing about this planner, we'll still fill in Monday though. We can fill in what I did yesterday. And what did you do this week? I want to know. Okay. So this planner, which I think I've showed to you before in a video, it's work and life and top priorities. So now for work, yesterday, I won't write anything specific about what I did because first of all, who cares? And second of all, it's boring. And third of all, it's just not as relaxing. So, but what I can write, and I'm gonna write, I'm kind of a slow writer if I want to keep things neat, but I'm gonna write slowly on purpose just to make sure that I'm not messing up, and hopefully it's gonna make some nice sounds for you. So yesterday I worked from home, so I'm gonna say I worked from home. Okay, so I worked from home and I worked, 8 to about 4:30. That's typically my work from home schedule. And as many of you know, it's always nice to work from home because you can, when there's nothing going on, there's a break in phone calls, there's a break in meetings, there's a break in tasks, you can put a load of laundry in, you could fold a load of laundry, you could make a phone call, a personal phone call or something like that, make an appointment. It's just a little bit easier, so working from home is nice. So I worked from home. We'll just leave it at that. And then when it came to life, let's see, what did I do? I did, after work, take a long walk. I didn't have it in me to go to the gym. My arms were very sore from the tubing, holding on to the tube, holding all my weight onto the tube as the boat went however many miles per hour. Or I guess knots, right? I should know that since I have my license now. So anyway, I was sore, and so I thought, okay, I'll just take a really long walk. So I threw my Fitbit on, and we live in a very hilly neighborhood. We call it Whoville. It is so we don't live in the mountains, but they kind of are the mountains. It's Pennsylvania, but it's pretty populated where we live. But it's very mountainous, so it's beautiful actually. Sometimes the sun will hit it the right way in our backyard, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how lucky are we to live here, even though it doesn't seem like anywhere special, if that makes sense. So anyway, we live in a populated area, but also it has some scenery. So anyway, it is gorgeous and it's hilly, but that's the thing, is that the neighborhood is very, very hilly. So I went for a walk, definitely broke a sweat. It was almost 90 degrees, so definitely broke a sweat. I think my Fitbit said I got about a half an hour of like target heart rate exercise. Maybe it was more like 27 minutes, don't tell anyone. Okay, but good. Okay, so what did I do? I'm gonna call that worked out. Worked. Nice and slow so that I don't mess up. Worked out. And I'm gonna call that long walk. Nice. Okay. Let's see. What else did I do? My husband and I went to Home Depot and we were going to get more weed killer, but they didn't have the kind we wanted. And we were going to get, we did get something called Sta-Bil, which you put in the gas can. So if you have gas sitting in a can, we have a gas-powered push mower for our lawn and our lawn maintenance. And if you put the gas in the can and let it sit there a long time, it can, I think, go bad. I don't know much about it. I'm sure somebody watching knows much more than me. And my husband knows quite a bit. But basically what I have learned is that the gas will eventually go bad for whatever reason. And for the record, my husband has absolutely told me why, and I can't remember. But basically, if you let it sit too long, it goes bad. So that being said, we bought something called Sta-Bil, which, so it's like play on stable, right? Sta-Bil. And it just, you put that in the gas, and I think it basically lets it last longer and not go bad, so to speak. So we went to Home Depot after work. We ate a little later last night because of these chores. Oh, I guess that should have been a capital D, huh? Okay. So Home Depot errand, and then we went to Whole Foods. Uh-oh. Grocery shopping. I'm gonna say grocery shopped. There we go. Okay. My poor little C lost some ink there. Let's try to fill that in. Nope. Okay. Doesn't want to. That's okay. It's okay. We can still read it. Okay. So that was pretty much it. I mean, we went home, we ate dinner, and let's see, what else? Top priorities? I don't know if I really have any fancy priorities from yesterday. Let's see what else. Oh, one thing we did do, I can put that in top priorities. We did it, but we, uh-oh, am I losing ink here? Let's see. Order. Bedroom. TV. We do not have, my poor little O, we do not have a TV in our bedroom right now. We used to have a small one, and it just was not worth it. It was like our bedroom is a strange shape. It's kind of an L. It's a nice room. It has a lot of sunlight and it has a pretty view out to our backyard. But it's a strange shape, and so the wall on the other side of the across from the bed, the wall is far away, and you kind of need like a large-ish TV mounted on the wall. And I used to just have like a tiny TV sitting on the desk, not desk, sorry. Ooh, do you hear that? I think it's a truck outside. My apologies. That I cannot control. The fan I can turn off. That I cannot control. Okay, so anyway, it's a TV, basically like on a far, it's far away from the bed, for lack of a more descriptive, sentence. And it is, the one we used to have was just tiny, and it really wasn't that visible. So that being said, we ordered something larger, and we're going to, not expensive, thank you Costco, but we're gonna mount it on the wall behind the dresser. And that little one, we've gotten rid of that. It didn't work very well. It was the kind of little TV where like if the volume went too loud, the whole thing would like buzz, and the sound would just like go funny. So it was probably a TV I had in college, honestly. I don't even remember, but we did the a township electronic recycling for for that TV quite a while ago. So anyway, there hasn't been a TV up there, and I am a TV person, like even just for white noise. So for a long time now, I've been like, all right, let's get a TV for the bedroom. And so finally we sat down and we did it. So I'll call that a priority, and we did it. So we will hopefully mount that like maybe later this week or this weekend or something. Okay, so Tuesday. Now this is gonna be a little tough. Bear with me. You're mounted on my Starbucks cup. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now this is the work column of Tuesday. And then, let's see. So today I am going into the office, and actually, while we're here, I'm gonna write the same thing for Wednesday, because I am doing that tomorrow as well. Now the hard thing about this planner is that I should know what these are called. The rings. The spiral bound rings, I guess, are very close to your hand if you're right-handed when you try to write. So a little bit of a struggle there. But anyway, Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to go into the office. It is early morning now, but I'm gonna go, and I don't usually record a video early morning, but I'm hoping my voice is a little bit more relaxing than usual. This is a very, as Jeannie B ASMR would say, this is a very blah 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 sort of a, I mean, let's face it, all my videos are, but this is a very blah 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 sort of a video. It's writing, but it's mostly talking, mostly gabbing, right? But I will say my voice feels a little bit less rough than it does when I try to record these videos after a long day at work. So that's something to note for myself. Okay, now if I am going to fill out the, oh boy, let's see if I can do this without making a, okay, you can see me right here. So now that's the life row in the Tuesday column. So what am I gonna do later today after work? I actually don't have really anything planned tonight, which is nice. Tonight is actually the one night where I don't really have anything planned. So I am just gonna say, that after work I am going to make dinner, and I'll tell you what we're having. Make dinner. Taco. It's hard for you to see. I'll show you in a second. It's gonna be a big reveal. Taco wraps. Okay, put it back down here. Okay, so make dinner. There it is, taco wraps. That's basically it. I'm sure my husband and I will watch a little TV and, you know, clean up from making dinner and kind of just relax. We've been watching, I think I'm late to this. I don't know when this came out. I can't remember when this came out. But we've been watching Succession. We just finished season 1, so I think we may continue with that tonight. Last night, oh my goodness. Now I'm not gonna linger on this for too long because I don't know that this is relaxing. But last night we finished watching the 3-part documentary series on Netflix, Amy Bradley is Missing. Wow, I had heard her name. I had heard, I guess, of her story barely. I won't go into detail because it's, you know, first of all, there's probably hundreds of YouTube videos about it. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there are. They even actually touch on that a bit in the documentary about how it's sort of become like a viral case, I think before and after this documentary. But anyway, ooh, hiccup, excuse me. Also my elbow is like banging on the table. Apologies if that's making a funny noise. Ooh, another hiccup. Okay, well if I keep hiccuping, I'll cut that out. But anyway, but the documentary that was maybe one of the best documentaries. I haven't watched that many documentaries, so take this with a grain of salt. But it was maybe one of the best that I've seen, and it was upsetting. I mean, it's not, you know, there were certain parts of it that just gave me chills, and it was, you know, some of it just brings you to tears, but it was very, very interesting. And tell me if you've watched it, and if you're ready for that kind of vibe, you know, this weekend or whatever, definitely give it a watch, and I want to know what you think. But I just feel terrible for her family and for her, no matter what happened. So, yeah, let me know. Okay. So anyway, that is done. Tonight we should watch something lighter, but I guess Succession's not that light. But it's, you know, fake. It's fiction. So how dark can it be, right? So yeah, we'll probably do that. But I'm just gonna leave. Excuse me while I roll my chair forward here. I'm just gonna leave that there because we're really not doing anything. And top priorities, I mean, I don't really think I have any today other than obviously go to work, make dinner, do all the normal things one has to do throughout the day. I don't think I'm gonna do any laundry tonight, but I should do it probably tomorrow. So I will write that in for tomorrow. Now, I'm gonna write it slightly out of your view, and I apologize, but I can show you. Okay, so Wednesday, top priority, laundry. There's a full view. Okay, now the other thing, oh, well, hold on a minute here. I know what I can write here. What am I, crazy? post video. Silly me. What am I thinking? Okay. Now I'm gonna put you back down. And the only other thing that I'm gonna write on Wednesday is Costco trip. Costco. I'll say Costco run. And I'm saying pick up TV. Because that is what we're doing. So, for Wednesday, which is the one that's hard to show you, office again, Costco run, pick up TV, laundry. And of course today is really just go to the office, make dinner, post my video. Okay, now. Okay. I'm just gonna make a little more noise for you here. Forgive me while I put you back down. Okay. Got a little wrinkle here. Okay. Okay. So then for Thursday, I am going to work from home again. And I'm going to write it for Friday too. Work from home. Okay. The only other thing, and remember this is the life section. Let's see. This is something I'm excited about. So, there's a contractor that my family has worked with many times. He's wonderful, and he lives about an hour away, but I gave him a call last week and he agreed to come. I am so grateful. He's going to look at some projects that we need done. We have quite a list. And we're trying to just, as I said with the TV, really, we're just trying to get to some things that it's been a while. You know, we moved in the very early 2020s. It was summer of 2021. And there's things that we've done ourselves to the house or in the house or around the house. But there are things that just we need help with, or we tried something but it didn't work, or this and that. Now, the house is definitely not in a state of disrepair or anything like that. But there are just things that we really need some help with, and things that will look better if a professional does them. So it is time to get some of those things done, and I am so grateful that he is coming. So he's going to come around 7 p.m. And I am definitely offering him dessert or alcohol or both because I'm very grateful that he's coming. So he's going to take a look at our projects and see if there's something he could do, and I'll definitely tell you more about them, maybe in another video. But anyway, so that is an exciting thing. And actually, what I'm actually going to put it right above, because I might do it on my lunch break when I'm working from home, but I'm going to say get dessert. Get dessert to serve. There we go. Great. And then top days, honestly, I don't really think there are any because it's everything above. However, there's my however finger. I think folding the laundry that I did the day before or the night before is probably a top priority. And I think really for a second I thought I spelled that wrong. Straighten up. Okay. I'll say straighten up before 7 p.m. Okay. Not that our house is in a state of, I already used the word disrepair, but our house is not in a messy state. I'll just say that. But I'm sure by the time that, Thursday rolls around between dog hair on the floor and little things like that, I'm sure that I'll need a little straightening up before we technically have company, even though it's like sort of a business appointment. It's still someone coming and it's someone looking at the house kind of closely, so it's definitely something I'll make sure everything's clean and neat and straightened up, even though it's already not bad or anything like that. And let's see, I'm just kind of gazing into the distance thinking, Friday, I think my husband and I might go get ice cream after work. So I'm gonna write that down. Why not? We were talking about that last night. There's a new ice cream place that opened up near our house. So I'm gonna say get ice cream after dinner. And I don't know what dinner's gonna be. Okay. Get ice cream after dinner. And there's a heart, but I don't think you can see that. There's the heart. It looks like a little butt. It's not the best heart. Okay. So, yeah, that's about it. Now, I didn't write what we're having for dinner these 2 nights because I'm not entirely sure. I think, honestly, we might be having leftover taco wraps from the taco wraps tonight, if that makes sense. But I'm not 100% sure. And then Friday, I really don't know. We have some things in the freezer we might work through, like some frozen pizzas. Anyway, from Whole Foods, they're pretty good, by the way. They're thin crust. Okay, and then what I didn't write is, excuse me. Oh, that's kind of loud. I was gonna flip. I don't know that that's the best noise. Okay. On Wednesday, I think when we do our Costco run, I think we are probably gonna get Costco hot dogs for dinner. This is kind of embarrassing to say, but I've never had one. I mean, I've had a hot dog, but I haven't had a Costco hot dog. Maybe I've taken a bite of my husband's, I can't remember, but honestly, he is kind of our Costco runner usually, so I do the smaller stores. He tends to be the errand runner for the big box stores. And so when he's there, he has definitely had them. Comes home smelling of hot dogs, and I know it, but yeah, so that is probably what we'll do for dinner Wednesday. And then, yeah, so taco wraps Taco Tuesday, I guess, and then probably leftover taco wraps Thursday to make sure we eat all of that. And then, yeah, Friday, I don't know. And then over here, sorry for the unstable camera work, but, and I didn't even say this, but the first Friday, 1st is August, which is awesome. So Saturday and Sunday, I don't think we have any plans on Sunday, and I think Saturday we might just visit my parents. And I think my husband has a haircut, so I'll write that down, why not? I'm just gonna switch the camera over. Okay, get a firm grip on it. So I will say haircut. I will say husband haircut. Husband down here for a little, well, no, because, well, yeah, why not? I don't work on Saturdays. I'll just use all the space, and then I'll say, visit. Mom and Dad. Okay. And then Sunday, that is one big question mark. I don't think we're doing anything, so I'm not writing anything. Another thing that I can write over here is I'm going to write it in work just because I think it's coming before dinner. So it's not really work, but it's not really fun either. I'm going to say get gas. And I might even treat myself and get my car washed. Okay. Nice. All right, let's do a quick summary and then I will let you go. So I'm working from, or this was yesterday, worked from home, worked out, long walk. Oh my goodness, I'm like already forgetting something important. Or I should say still forgetting something important. I'm gonna say gym because I would like to work out another time this week. I might work out Friday too, but I don't know. So I'm gonna say gym question mark. Because I don't think I'm working out Saturday and I don't know about Sunday. So I will maybe try to get 2 gym visits in. But anyway, so Monday, work from home, worked out, took a long walk, wore my Fitbit. It was about 8,000 steps, maybe a little more, not quite 10, but that's okay. Home Depot errand, grocery shopping, ordered bedroom TV, and then that's pick up TV over there. Anyway, Tuesday, Wednesday is office. Get gas, get car washed, make dinner, tacos, post video, most importantly. Costco run after the office, pick up the TV, definitely start some laundry, probably in the evening. And then, giving you an awkward view of my keys there. And then I'm going to work from home Thursday, work from home Friday, probably go to the gym, grab a dessert to serve when the contractor comes to give us our once over and hopefully an estimate, or at least he's gathering the information for the estimate. Definitely have to fold laundry that I did the night before. Definitely have to straighten up before 7 p.m. Make sure everything he's going to look at looks nice. Okay, and then Friday, we'll see about the gym. And then maybe some ice cream. Husband haircut, HH, some alliteration for you. And then visit Mom and Dad. And probably give Duchess a bath. I'll put that in there too. Duchess. Bath. If I could draw a dog, I would. I am not a very autistic, my goodness, excuse me. I am not a very artistic person. All right, so I think that's about it. That's a little bit, here, let me put you back down. That was a little shaky. Perfect. Okay, well, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, whatever you're willing to do. I cannot thank you enough. My channel is, sort of growing low and slow, but I am fine with that, and I just cannot thank you enough for all of your interaction, engagement, support, even just passing through and giving it a watch or giving it a try. I really can't tell you how much it means to me. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.